I'm Jakw Winckelmann, and this is the extended interview of Around Campus with your very special guest. Hey Pirates, I'm Jakw Winckelmann and welcome to a very special Around Campus. This week, I'm joined by a man whose past, present, and future is all tied to Mepham High School. So say hello to our former principal, the current Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, and the next Superintendent of the Bellmore-Merrick Central High School District, Mr. Harrington.
Thank you so much, Jake. And I'd be remiss if I didn't start this interview by thanking BMB. What this team has done for the Bellmore-Merrick community for the last year through the pandemic is just truly appreciated. And we are forever grateful and proud of the work that's been done here. So I thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to meeting with you.
Thank you so much. That truly means a lot, and it is great to have you here, Mr. Harrington. Now, it is just before my time here, but in a way, you were the first Around Campus guest ever, and before there even was an Around Campus. When you were the Mepham Principal, BMB interviewed you for something called Get to Know Your Principal. Besides being BMB's first ever guest, what are some of the other highlights of your time here as principal?
That video looks like yesterday, although I have probably a lot more wrinkles and a lot more age and through blood pressure and stress, but it's amazing to think about, the studio when it was first built and the growth of this program over the years. So obviously, bringing about this opportunity for kids and for families is obviously a highlight. But my time back at Mepham, I look back as some of the greatest years in my career. Just the students and the families and what the teachers and staff do here to go above and beyond to create that real family atmosphere and an educational experience that students remember for the rest of their lives. That's what we've always wanted here, to go above and beyond for kids and for students to leave, graduate, prepared for the world, great global citizens, and just as important, looking back at their time at Mepham with love and pride.
Of course. And from Mepham, you went on to the central office to be the Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. What does an Assistant Superintendent of Instruction do, and why did you want to take on that responsibility?
Becoming Assistant Superintendent, as I said before, was an unbelievable opportunity that I'm so grateful for. It was very difficult to leave Mepham High School because of the relationships that I built. But go into central office, I had an opportunity now to build relationships with people at all the 5 other schools. The role of Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, I work closely with the principals and the chair people, and we're constantly looking at and revising and evaluating our teaching and learning practices, and at the same time looking for new opportunities for students. When we talk about broadcast journalism or the drama program at Calhoun or the culinary program at Champ, most recently the electrical program at Brookside, it's our job to find ways to connect with kids and to give them experiences that not every other school district gives. So that's really what the role entails.
That's awesome. You definitely come a long way. And in July, you'll take over as our superintendent for Mr. DiTomaso as the superintendent of BMCHSD. What will be some of the challenges you'll face in filling in his shoes?
Yeah, well, filling Mr. DiTomaso's shoes is impossible. And I know that the legacy he leaves here is tremendous. And the challenge will be, continuing, his vision and the legacy that he left, looking at the programs and the initiatives that we've brought about and looking to move them, further in the right direction. He has given his heart and soul to this district for 8 years, and we're forever grateful for all that he has done. So not really filling his shoes, but really, building upon this culture, this culture of going above and beyond for kids and families, is what the vision will be. And I look forward to working collaboratively with all the constituent groups. Bellmore-Merrick is what it is because of the people in it. The students first and foremost, the families that you come from, and the faculty and staff that give everything they can, to make our schools the very best around.
Yeah. That's a fantastic answer. Shout out Mr. DiTomaso. And what are some new initiatives or plans that we can look forward to around the district?
Well, I guess our biggest initiative for next year, which I'm really excited about, is going to a one-to-one initiative, a Chromebook initiative. So thanks to Mr. Anako in the technology department and Ms. Coney in our business department, we have put together a plan to provide one-to-one Chromebooks for all students, over the next few years. With the most recent news of the state budget and where we are actually looking to accelerate our plan and hoping to provide, the original plan was for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. We are hoping to provide Chromebooks to additional grades as well. Don't really know exactly how many grades we can cover first next year, but if we can, we will definitely be moving in that direction. One-to-one initiative brings about a whole host of possibilities for our district. Our teachers and our students have grown tremendously over this last year, through various platforms and different instructional technologies. And we can look to hold on to some of those and create more opportunities for collaboration. I will say that a one-to-one initiative does not mean that we're going to lose student-to-student and teacher-to-student connections in the classroom. Our biggest focus for next year, will be getting back. This post-pandemic world is something that we don't know. So I think it's going to be just as challenging as we've been through this year. However, the challenges are going to be about bringing about connections in the classrooms, student-to-student, teacher-to-student, giving kids the experiences that they may not had the opportunity of having this year because of COVID.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to. And we know the answer, but which school exactly is your favorite in the district?
That is an unfair question, Jake. That is an unfair question. Sitting here at Mepham and walking in the halls and having conversations with a bunch of teachers on the way up to the studio. But honestly, this last 4 years, I've really learned to love all the buildings in the district. Brookside and including MAP and the Prep Academy, which is brand new this year. And our 2 middle schools and 3 other high schools are just, they're filled with great people. And honestly, it's amazing how far our faculty and staff and administrative teams go to provide for kids. This year is evidence of what we will do for our kids and families. We had the opportunities to bring kids back full in person early on in September. We provided intramurals and extracurricular experiences. And when we look back on this year, as difficult and as challenging as it was, I think it's going to be one of the greatest years in Bellmore-Merrick history. And that's due to this community. And so when asked about favorite schools, I'm not going to answer that in an interview, but I will say that Bellmore-Merrick, has a place in my heart, and I consider this whole school community part of my family.
Yeah, we definitely do have one of the best communities. And thank you so much, Mr. Harrington. We at BMB appreciate all you've done in Mepham and what you are going to do in the future for our district.
Thank you, Jake.
We hope this isn't the last time we see you here on Around Campus.
Absolutely not.
Thank you for being on the show today. This has been the extended Around Campus interview with future Superintendent Mr. Harrington. Thanks for watching.